Hi guys, it's Dynaman here again on this nice sunny day in England. Makes a change from the bad weather. Anyway lads, this is just a video to let you know that I will be upgrading my PC, my gaming PC, from the AMD 1100T to the AMD 8350 pile driver. Here she is, in a tin. Nice touch that, in a tin. There's the processor. 8 cores. I know they're not physical cores, they're the modules, but there's 2 in each module. So that's 8 cores, 8 threads, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, what it is, as you know, the bulldozer came out a while ago, and I waited ages for that to come out. I bought the actual motherboard to install it, the 990 FXA UD7 board by Gigabyte. I bought that board specifically for the bulldozer, but as you know, when the bulldozer came out, it was a complete flop. So I thought to myself, I'll wait until they bring another processor out. And apparently, the bulldozer did have a few heat issues. It used to get very hot when people were using it. So that wasn't a good idea, and it used a lot more power as well, I think. So anyway, AMD revised it, as you know, last year, and they brought out the pile driver, the 8350 pile driver. So I've got that now. I will be installing this, lads, and I'll be doing another video on that, so keep your eye out for that one. That'll be coming very shortly when I install this CPU. I'm gonna, at first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a few benchmarks with my 1100T in, and once I put the other one in, you'll be able to see the difference in speed. People are calling these processors, but for the price, lads, you can't beat them. 158 quid I paid for this. It's a bargain. You know, it's an 8-core CPU, and it runs at 4 gigahertz. And it can overclock to 5. So there's plenty of potential in it. And I've also, as you know, if you've been watching any of my videos, I've got the H100 cooling system, the all-in-one cooling system, my Corsair. So this will be pretty cool when I put that on there. And also, the old processor, the 1100T, was the 45 nanometer processor, whereas these are the 32 nanometer processor. And as you know, if you've been watching YouTube or anywhere, the consoles, what they're bringing out the Xbox One, and they're also bringing out the PlayStation 4. And guess what, lads? Both of them have AMD 8-core processors in. So what does that mean? Well, in general, what that means is whatever games they make for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 will be optimized for 8 cores. So just think about that one, because this is a CPU with 8 cores on by AMD. So once the new games start coming out, lads, they'll be optimised to use all the cores on it, and I think we're going to get a lot of speed bump on this. We're going to get a lot of good speed out of this processor, lads. People are calling it, but Windows isn't optimised for the AMD. Windows 7 especially is not optimised for the 8-core AMD processor. And also, we've been looking on the internet, and a lot of these so-called benchmarks are actually optimized for Intel chips. Don't get upset, Intel boys. I'm not trying to upset you. It's just fact. I've seen a few videos on there when they've tested the AMD chip against the Intel chip, and it's beaten it on a few games. It's beaten it. Now, Crysis 2 isn't a good example of a benchmark, because Crysis 2 is actually optimized for Intel chips. There's a few games out there which are optimized for AMD chips. And as some as you know, some of them run really good with the AMD chips in, lads. So there you have it. The AMD 8350 here, lads. I'll actually do an unboxing now so you can see what's in the package. As you can see, it comes in a tin. There's your processor. There's your labels on top to tell you all the information what it is. And it's a pretty neat looking box, you know. And this is my box which my 1100T came in, so it'll be going back in there, lads, and it might even go on eBay. So if you keep an eye out for if anyone out there wants an 1100T processor, there'll be one coming up shortly, because I'm going to sell mine on. So any of you lucky lads who need one of them, because they think it's better than the pile drivers or the bulldozers, keep an eye out, lads, because it will be going on there. So I'm going to now unbox this tin. You can have, well, it's not an unboxing, it's an untinning, isn't it? Unboxing. Anyway, get my trusty knife out. This is a nice little stainless steel knife I got. So we're cutting to the tin, lads. Box. I keep saying box, it's not a box, it's a tin. So you'll see the camera. This is the camera. We'll hold it up. And we'll cut across the seal. Whoops, the seal's broken, so I'm now committed to the CPU. Right, nice tin, huh? Nice little lid. What do you get in it? You get a lot of instructions here. I don't think any of you need them, because I think a lot of you watching this video can actually install a CPU by now. If not, there's a few videos out there for doing it, lads. So that's the pamphlet you get. Here's the beauty. This is the AMD pile driver. It's be going in my system. Also, lads, before you put this in, I suggest you do your BIOS upgrade before you actually install this, because if you don't, it'll damage your processor. That's just another tip there, lads. If you're going to install one of these processors, please update your BIOS. I've updated mine now to F10. It was F5. I've gotten to F10 now. On the if you go onto the websites, this is a gigabit website I went on, and they go in Fs, the upgrades. So I've gone to F10 from F5, just to make sure this processor will run when I put it in. Because you don't want to be putting thermal paste on and a CPU block and a cooler, and then you find out it doesn't work because it's not been configured for that processor. So there's another tip, lads. Update your BIOS, it's very important. Right, what else do we get in the tin? We get the box. This is the box. CPU cooler with AMD sticker on the front. So it's like Christmas, this. I like it. I like opening new things. Anyway, as you can see, lads, thermal paste already applied. Very good, that. That will work brilliantly, but I'd recommend putting an aftermarket cooler on one of these processors, especially if you're going to overclock it. You get away with this if you don't overclock, but I'd use this if you're going to. I'd use the water cooling solutions or bigger fans if you're going to overclock. So this is alright for stock if you're just using it for browsing the net and the odd video. So I'll show you the cooler. As you can see there, it's got a wire on. Now, they're a bit messy, these. What you can do with these before you install them, twist them like that. So once you've twisted it, put it in, it looks neater. Or what I did was I got some PV tape, some black stuff, what electricians use for doing wiring in black, and wrapped it around this so it doesn't stand out as much in your case. Just one of the little tips for you, lads. There's the fan. There's the fan there. You can see there's 4 heat pipes, 2 on this side, 2 on that back side. They are a lot better, these heat sinks, than what they used to be, so you get away with that for general use, but for gaming I would recommend an aftermarket cooler. So there you go, lads. I'll just show you the CPU once more. There's the CPU there, panel driver. That'll be going in my system very soon. So, and there's all the pins on the back. AMD processors have pins on. Intel ones don't, because the actual Intel processors, the pins are on the motherboard, believe it or not. And if you damage any, your motherboard's no good. Whereas with a CPU, if you damage one of these, you just get another CPU. But they can be expensive CPUs. But there's one thing about AMD and Intel. Pins are on the back on the Intel chips, whereas on the AMD chips, the pins are on the back. Correction. But on the Intel chips, they don't have pins. They have little nodules on the back of the processor which connect to the pins on the motherboard. and that goes down with a special locking device on the Intel ones. It's like a silver thing, you pull it down and it's like a flap, whereas AMD's just usually have a little arm that you pull down and push it in. So just make sure if you're going to put one of these in, lads, that you've got an AM3 Plus board, because it won't work on an AM3 board. So there's another one of my little tips there for you, lads. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been enjoyable to you. Keep an eye out for my next video, which will be the installation of this processor into my system, and we'll see how fast it actually is. But first off, before I do that, I might put a video up of the 1100T and see when I've done it, and compare it with the new one and see if there's any difference. So there you go, lads. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and it's Dynaman saying bye for now. Bye.